What's up? This is Shawn Marion, and you're listening to the Mavs Step Back Podcast. That's what's up.
I like that. Yeah, it's the Mavericks, all about action. Don't do no acting, no Samuel Jackson. Don't get the ball, you know that it's magic. Post move deadly, yeah, get tragic. Luka with the ball, yeah, get nasty. He'll drop 30, don't gotta ask him.
Luka with the step back three. Oh, yeah! Porzingis three-pointer, yes, sir. Taking the three after the pump fake, and it's money for Porzingis.
Now you got my boy Kristaps looking like Duncan Nash in the gap. They just want a ring, wanna fill the gap on your team head. I ain't talking hats, dang, go relax. Still at the champ, defense still coming with the Calabash flow. The Mavs the best on the flow. I'm wild.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Mavs Step Back Podcast. I'm your host, Dalton Trigg. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host and SI Dallas basketball colleague, Matt Galatzan. And today we have a really special guest for you guys. He was a four-time NBA All-Star. He won a championship with the Dallas Mavericks in 2011. It's Shawn Marion. And like he would say, that's what's up. Shawn, how are you doing?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
So one thing that we wanted to talk to you about, because, I mean, we see you at Mavs games every now and then, and we keep up with you on social media and everything, but just overall, how's retirement life treating you? What you been up to these days?
I mean, it's actually pretty awesome, man. You know, I'm getting to spend a lot of time with my son. I'm father first, and I get to travel the world a little bit, doing stuff with the NBA and doing stuff with Mavericks, of course. And then, of course, I own a team overseas in New Zealand. So, you know, I'm
Nice.
keeping myself pretty busy and occupied. But it's pretty awesome, as I can honestly say. It's pretty cool, man. As long as you can find something to do, and I ain't saying it's gonna be a 9 to 5, but you can find something that you're interested in and keep yourself around the game or whatever you choose to do. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice to go in what direction you want to. But I was able to branch off in a few different directions, and it's kind of cool. I keep myself busy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that you owned a team in New Zealand. That's really cool. How's that going for you? I mean, how long has that been in the works?
It's the second season. As our owner of it, me and my partners, we're. I mean, it's a learning curve for all of us, but it's definitely cool. It's a cool experience.
Right. Yeah, and we see you, like you said, you do stuff with the Mavs, even though you're retired. But I saw you at the game the other day with Dirk and Mark Cuban, and we put out from the Step Back Instagram account that was just Mavs royalty all sitting there together. It was really good to see you guys hanging out the way you do. I'm glad that all of you are a tight knit family, and y'all stay together, even though that team is 10 years removed from winning a title. So
it's a special thing, though. Cuban creates atmosphere where he wants you to be. It's like a family there, and that's one of the biggest things. NBA family is on a different magnitude, but the family, it starts in the organizations, though. And Cuban laid the foundation early in how he wanted and what he wants around there, and that's pretty awesome, man. And you see a few guys running around there occasionally, but you see it's a lot of retired players that come to the games at Mavericks. I know a lot of my friends, some of the guys I played with, didn't play with, actually pop up into the games a lot. I just don't see them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not just you. Like you said, there's a lot of people that come back, and I think that's a testament to the family environment that Cuban and Donnie Nelson and the front office has created there. That you see all these guys coming back, and even guys that didn't stay with the Mavs for a very long time. They still have a fondness for the organization, and I think that's huge for the past and huge for the future.
Yeah, so speaking of laying the foundation for the future, obviously this year's team is off to a really hot start and kind of blowing everybody's expectations out of the water. And Shawn, I just wanted to get your thoughts on what you thought of them this year, what you think of how Luka has just exploded into this new season, and get your thoughts on Kristaps as well and how he's adjusting.
Well, the team is they're doing, they're making a lot of noise right now, and the biggest reason is the shared wealth on the team. Luka is hitting the point system, and Kola got it where he controls everything on the floor. And when I say his opportunities for everybody to have a great night. It really, truly is, because the way Luka's passing the ball, the way he's controlling the floor and tempo of the game, and then you got Buxton coming in, and JJ, you've seen JJ spark in there in the last few games as well. I bet you see my little guy back there, little guy back on the floor. But I mean, the system and the tempo, the temperament of the team is awesome, man. You got if you sit in, it's a great environment, great atmosphere. The fans are, the city is alive again, and they're excited to go to games. Everybody want to see the show, because Luka and Porzingis and everybody, Timmy, all of those guys, they're putting on a show right now, and it's fun to watch. And the thing is, we're winning, and we're doing it very, very well. And we're beating some good teams. And I think we probably only lost, really, truly, honestly. We lost. I think we lost 6 games so far this year. I think we really only lost 6 games. 3 of them games we should have won.
Right.
But with that being said, though, like, I mean, I just don't know what's gonna happen. As long as we can stay healthy and everybody keep playing the way we play, and everybody keep shooting the ball the way we one of the, I think we number 1 rated offensive team in the league.
That's right.
I mean, like, they're doing some great things on the floor, and like I said, Luka is controlling it, and doing a great job of it.
Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier on Twitter, but our guy Bobby Corrala, he tweeted out that the Mavs have had a 118 offensive rating over the last 10 games, and their overall offensive rating is like, I believe it's 116.5. And just to put that into perspective, the Warriors at their peak, of their dynasty, the highest offensive rating they had was 115.9, and that was last year. So that kind of puts into perspective just how amazing this Mavs team has been on the offensive end of the floor. And it's even more amazing to me because, in my opinion, Kristaps Porzingis, he's been great on the defensive end of the floor, and he's been rebounding well and blocking shots and all that. But to me, he's at like maybe 70-75% on the offensive end of where he could be. What do you think about that?
I would agree with that. But, the bigger issue of why their numbers are what they are from Golden State to this year, our team, is because the tempo of the league has changed. The dynamic of the league has changed. The pace of the game is so much faster now than last year.
Yeah.
So it's a big jump. So that's why the numbers are escalating to a certain degree, because, a lot of teams are scoring the ball higher on record numbers this year. And nobody playing no damn defense. Let's be honest and candid. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
The question is, when it comes time to when you can't put it in the basket, can you get stops and still win the game? You know what I'm saying? Because some nights it's not going to go in. And them the nights that are fortunate for us, a lot of nights that we didn't shoot the ball well, was a lot of nights we didn't win the ball game.
Right.
So that's them the kind of win the games you got to try to win once when you ain't shooting the best. Luka is not having a great night. Porzingis is not having a great night. Can we still win those games? And then we have shown that we can. It's been. I watched. I think it was against Denver this year, up in Denver.
Yeah.
Luka and Porzingis didn't have great games at all. Everybody on supporting cast had an amazing game. Everybody was in the supporting cast almost had double figures. They carried the whole team.
Yeah.
And did a great job doing it. And it was very comfortable out there. And you just love to see, and the rotation that Carlisle had going in, making sure everybody kept their win, kept their breath, man, was awesome.
Yeah. That Denver win is one of my favorite of the season so far, because I believe Maxi Kleba was your game high scorer for the Mavs with 14 points, and they went into Denver and won. So that was amazing. You talking about how there's no defense played in the NBA today. That's going to lead me into my next point, because, one of the biggest things from that 2011 title team was the team defense that you guys played. Well, individual and team defense. But obviously things have changed. There's a lot more points being scored because there's just not that much defense being played. But I'm just wondering if there's any kind of just team-wise similarities that you see between this Mavs team this year compared to that title team. I know it's different role players and everything, but I'm just wondering if there's any kind of similarities you can see.
Well, listen, it's kind of hard to compare that team, because that team was very dynamic and unique. when you look at the roster team we had, and you look at the roster that we have currently. But I'd say that the game has changed in that 10 years span. But with that being said, though, there are teams in the league that do play defense. When you talk about there's no defense, I mean, I was not saying teams don't play defense, but it's kind of like overshadowed now because it's really overshadowed now because of the high power offense is being scored now in a lot of these teams. But when you talk about defense and lock in defense, though, and talk about that, there's just that point alone. I watched this play against the Clippers. The Clippers intimidate you on defensive end. They can go stretches where you see Kawhi and Paul George. They got two of the best perimeter defenders in the league right now, I think, as far as their position. Amazing. Like it's not even close. And then when they got they got guys out there that just lock in. They got athletic wing guys that can suffocate you. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, am I watching this? It's almost intimidating to watch at times. And I was like, damn, they are that good. You know what I'm saying? But they can be beat. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. They have the weaknesses just like any other team. You know what I'm saying? So just because they play good defense, and they do give up a lot of 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? So at times. So if you're hitting a shot and you're making them pay when they gamble or don't gamble or whatever, like you have a chance to beat them. They can be beat just like anybody else. They not undefeated. Ain't no team in the league undefeated this season. So like it's not like these teams don't have weaknesses. A lot of these teams have weaknesses, but it's about getting into the playoffs and you make it to the playoffs and who can get hot,
Yeah. I mean, it also helps when you get to the playoffs because, that was the Mavs' first time playing the Clippers. That was Luka's first time playing against Kawhi and Paul George together, and they have Patrick Beverly and just a bunch of dogs. They're real long. They're real physical, and I think they're 12 deep. I mean, they're almost impossible. But once you get to the playoffs, if it ever comes to that, and you're playing them, every other night, that's where Rick Carlisle comes into effect, and having that familiarity can really help them in a playoff series, I think. But yeah, like you said, anybody can be beat. So, I mean, I hope we can get to that point that we can, see that play out, because Basketball Reference the other day tweeted out that so far their playoff predictor, they're giving the Mavs like a 25% chance of winning the West, and the only other West team that has a higher percentage in that projection right now is the Clippers. And I mean, we don't want to get our cart ahead of the horse, but that's just how well they're playing right now. But
they don't have the Lakers. What the Lakers percentage was then?
Yeah, I think in those playoff projection or whatever their system is, I think they may have taken that head-to-head matchup they just watched in Los Angeles into effect.
That's the second time we didn't play Lakers. We actually should have beat the Lakers the first time here at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We lost that game because of a couple bad players. But we should have won that game. They had that game in hand to win. Yeah.
Yeah. We see the Rockets. They're considering protesting that game the other day where the refs missed the call on James Harden's made dunk. But
I miss calls every night. Good luck with that.
I was like, well, if they're gonna do that, the Mavs should have protested that first Lakers game. But it is what it is.
Oh yeah, you're right with that foul that Dwight Howard grabbed. Was it
Seth Curry?
Seth Curry getting to the corner. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, speaking of those playoff projections that Dalton was just talking about, that's just kind of a measure of how much, this team is, outdone our expectations for what we thought they would be coming into the year. And, Shawn, obviously you have championship experience and you know what it takes to win a title. What do you think the ceiling of this team is? And is it a championship level team, or do they still need to grow or add a couple more pieces, or what is this team's ceiling?
I would like to see us get another inside enforcer. I think Porzingis is doing a great job of blocking shots from the weak side and sometimes when he's on the ball. But I think he's more a perimeter dominant big. He's not really that kind of inside threat for us. Don't want to enforce it. He'll get some blocks. He don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you still need some kind of dominant big man inside just to and make it intimidate the people coming there. Because right now, at certain times we do give up too many easy buckets going to the basket. Though we don't have, what I'm saying. And I think we win a lot of games because we're shooting the ball very well, but at the same time, though, we give up a lot of interior points. We don't have a lot of big interior presence.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You know, I kind of like those lineups where it really depends on matchups, but I kind of like those lineups where they play KP at the 5, and then, you know, whoever the opposing 5 is on the other team, he's, you know, dragging them out close to the 3-point line, and it opens everything up for Luka and whoever else has the ball in their hands. So I enjoy that, but I do agree that, you know, they probably could use another a bruiser, so to speak, down low. So
yeah, just like Dirk had with Tyson Chandler, that was such a perfect marriage in the middle. With Dirk floating around and Tyson there is his, you know, his bodyguard down there, and Brendan
was there too. Now, don't forget about Brendan Haywood. Brendan as well. You know, it was a great combination for Dirk to have guys like that down there. And, you know,
Sean,
I just think that would work really well.
Sean, I gotta ask you this. A few weeks ago, I was kind of speculating and assuming that we played KP at the 5. I was thinking about, you know, a potential scenario where the Mavs ended up with Blake Griffin. What would your thoughts be on something like that? Do you think that could work?
Nope.
Well,
straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point. Well, there's a lot of people that said that, but I had to get your.
Well, why would you think that would work? Look at what does Blake Griffin do now? Same thing as Porzingis does.
Yeah,
I
feel like he
blocks more shots than him. Blake don't play defense though. When the last time you seen Blake highlighted Blake Griffin blocking a shot? Whenever ever throughout his career,
right?
He's more injured. He's more injured prone there. I love Brandon. I think he's an exciting player. He don't play the rim like he used to anymore. Now he content with shooting 3 balls and he's knocking them down here and there. But you can't even keep him on the floor more than 2 or 3 games without him going down now. I feel like every time I turn on the TV and Detroit's playing right now, I don't know if he's playing or he's hurt.
Yeah, he's had. I mean,
that's being really serious though. Like he got a new deal, and congratulations, he got his money and stuff. No, Clippers, they knew what they was in for. They got rid of him as soon as possible. Like that was a strategic plan on them. They had to pay him because he was there, but they got rid of him because he was injured, and they just feel like they needed to go a different route. And it wouldn't work for them keeping that contract on it. And, they found a way to get rid of him. And, it worked out for both sides. That was a great trade for both sides. I think he went to Detroit and really helped them. It fit in with them really well. But for us and our team in Dallas, though, I don't see him helping us, though. I really don't. Because, we need another interior inside bruiser. He don't bang inside anymore. He's shooting threes. So all he's going to do is be another stretch forward. We got enough stretch forwards right now.
So branching off of that, I'm going to go ahead and assume, based on what you've said, Sean, you would be more interested in the other Detroit big man if it came down to him or Blake.
You know what? I don't know if will he be the one that will fit for us? I don't know. I think Andre Drummond, he's playing great. He's playing great right now. And I don't know. There's so many different kind of bruises. So I'm not necessarily he doesn't necessarily have to be a big man, a 5. He can be a 4, another 4. Porzingis could play 4 or 5. Because they got. But right now they got 2s, 3s, and 4s guarding him at times, and 5. So everybody is guarding him because. It's just like it's crazy. That's because he doesn't post up like that really for us, and we don't want him to a certain degree. But with that being said, though, having like a guy who just can guard multiple positions and very versatile at the 4 spot, you know what I'm saying, and be really physical inside when we need to is a part that I feel like we're missing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the only thing we got our forward. So we got some guys that are tough. I think our guys are tough. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we need a certain unique type player that we can slide in that position that can help, and it can definitely be a face up front. But when we need to bang and we get a mismatch, he can get a bucket down there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And know that, you know what I'm saying, nobody punking him inside. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to take advantage of him inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That makes sense.
You just need that extra toughness. We're tough, but we can be tougher. You know what I'm saying? You
need that Deshaun Stevenson on the team.
but
at a different position this time.
Yes. I mean, Timmy and we got all our. I mean, look, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking about 5 different teams, and I got to make sure I got all. Finney Smith, Tim Hardaway, Cleaver are probably, I think,
probably the toughest one. Yeah,
I think our tough guys are pretty much our tough wing / 4 guys.
right.
Like Boban is tough. Bo is tough. But when you just think about the toughness, you know what I'm saying, as far as our defending, them are, I think our best perimeter defenders. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Those guys get to the assignments of guarding the Paul Georges, the you know what I'm saying, the Kawhis. All between those 3 guys, they got to shuffle them pretty much. So they do a great job at times for us. But you know, at the same time, I feel like you know we need that one guy that's a little bit bigger than them, but can guard. You know what I'm saying? Help guard one of those guys or help guard a bigger guy when he gets opportunity to come in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it will help because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like when we played Montrezl Harrell, you know what I'm saying, from the Clippers.
Yes.
You know, you need a guy like about his size, athletic, shoot 3 ball, but you know what I'm saying, but it's a bruiser inside, a little bit of bruiser. Yeah, I know everybody don't they play with their back to the ball anymore.
Yeah, Matt, before the Clippers gave Montrezl Harrell his new deal, that was one guy that he was really looking at, and he was hoping, you know, so hard that somehow the Mavs could somehow get him from the Clippers. That didn't happen, but yeah, a guy like that would be perfect for this current Mavs team.
Oh my God! You know the things that he's able to do on the floor. He's a version of he plays so hard, and he reminded me of a ball outlaw. Besides not picking up full court, but to score.
Yeah.
Think about how active Bo Outlaw was. He's a one-man fast break. Now you got a guy who just, you know, he's able to pick the ball, take the ball full court, lift the ball and score on a big man or a forward who's really not agile and take him straight to the basket and get a bucket if you need to. And then, you know what I'm saying, he don't step out shooting no 3 balls, but he's just a bruiser inside. And he's just got a knack around the basket that he's just so active around there and does stuff. He doesn't block shots, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but for scoring wise, he's a bruiser. He going to try to go through right somebody's chest.
Yeah, and we know there's not like a perfect answer to the question of like
of course it's
who the Mavs need, but I do agree with you that they need at least one more piece to completely, you know, solidify them as a legit title contender. I think right now they're good enough they can probably get past the first round. If they play, I'm not going to count out Carlisle and Luka together. And you know the team they have around them now. I think if they're playing at this current level they're playing at, once it gets playoff time, anything is possible with this group. But I do think they need another piece.
Well, if you think about it right now, just stop the season right now. Stop the playoffs today. Who we match up with right now?
The Rockets. We'd be playing the Rockets.
I think we can beat the Rockets in the 7-game series.
Absolutely, especially with home court.
I think we can. I think we got home court against the Rockets right now. We play them in the 7-game. I think we can win that series. Okay, you know. So then we go next year.
Probably the Lakers.
Okay, you think?
Beat the Lakers.
I think anything can happen if we're playing at a high level and we're shooting the ball. We're shooting the ball. But we can beat them. We can beat them in the 7-game series as well. It'd be tough. I mean, I'm not saying we're that much better than, but anything is possible in the playoffs. And you hit that right button, like Cuban always says. You know, great teams make it to the playoffs, and all that fun about hot teams win championships.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, to a certain degree.
Yes.
So don't get me wrong. You gotta have all the pieces and formulas in place to a certain degree, but if you get hot at the right time, it's like look how many teams that got high at the right time in different sports. I know basketball is I think basketball is the hardest championship to win. But when you look at all the sports that a lot of teams that some of these championships that some of these teams have won lately, they was a high team going into the play. They wasn't the best team all season either. But they got high at the right time, and they got a great run and was able to run through the playoffs and win.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we haven't seen the great players elevate their games once they get to the postseason, and we haven't seen Luka in the postseason yet. So you have to assume, based on what we've seen, that, you know, he's going to bring it then too.
Well, you know, he has something special, man, that a lot of players don't have at his age or I've ever seen, period. You know what I'm saying? And that's saying a lot. He is so confident and cocky, but quiet with it. It's not like he's arrogant or nothing. He just goes about it. But when you want to, but he's not backing down at all. He has no fear in him, and I love it. I sit there, I'm like, this dude, like, he got all that. Like, I'm like, it was a game last year. They showed it. I guess they showed it on social media or something last year. I guess we was playing home against the Mavs was playing against. I think it might have been Houston. Literally, he took over. He scored the last
11 points. Yes,
11 points. 11 points. And I was like, did he really just do that? And did it like he was supposed to do it? Like y'all thinking I can't do this? I'm supposed to do this. Like, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. He was. That was the moment where it was like, okay, yeah, this dude.
Yeah.
This dude is for real. And he, like we said earlier, Shawn. We're just in awe. We knew he was gonna take a step this year, a leap, but we had no idea. And we had Donnie Nelson on a few weeks ago, and he's been scouting Luka for forever, since Luka was probably like 14 years old. And even he was just like, yeah, I had no idea we were going to be this good this early, but he said, we'll take it.
Well, he's right. But you know what? I'm going to put y'all on something somebody else was talking about, and it was a big question about the usage. Everybody talking about the usage rates now for players, right? Usage rate, like, when a player has the ball in his hand, don't have the ball in the play, have his hand, how effective the team is and stuff like that. Now, we're in a generation now, the game is dynamically changing a lot now, where the point guard pretty much controls and dictates everything. Usually when it's been hard for a team to win when the point guard is leading the team in scoring.
Right.
It's been really hard. It's been really hard. It doesn't work in a lot of places and a lot of systems. But if you have a guard that's actually a great passer and can do both and really balance it out, you have something special there. And that's what Luka is. That's something special. A lot of these guards in the league now, they score a lot. A lot of them just all they can do is score. They can't get the team involved as well and score. They can't do both.
Right.
He can do both. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good. Look, Shawn, we really appreciate it. We hope you continue to enjoy your retirement to the fullest, and we can't wait to see you at some more Mavs games later this season, man.
No doubt, baby. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate
we'll talk
it,
to you
Shawn.
later, bud.
All right, guys.
All right.
See you later.
Again, guys, that was Shawn Marion, former 4-time All-Star, former NBA champion with the Dallas Mavericks. Great to hear from the Matrix. Guys, remember, please go like, rate, and subscribe on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe there. Everyone up to our 1,000th subscriber on YouTube will be automatically entered into a chance to win 2 tickets to a Mavs home game of your choice this season. There are a ton of good games left, so be sure to do that. Not only will you be subscribed to the pod and get all of our good YouTube content, but you'll also be entered for a chance to win those tickets. So we appreciate it. We hope you have a great weekend watching the Mavs play. We'll see you next week. Y'all have a great one.
A lot of times feel like I was on the road to nowhere. Tell me why all these people up in my face acting like I know them. Feeling like Luka Doncic, rookie of the year, I'm the coldest. God speaking through me every single track, prophet like Moses. Asking why I gotta wait till I'm dead to go and get my roses. Feeling like Mavs 2019, grinding, unfocused. I used to go to bed at night discouraged, so hopeless. Went through the same pain, my friends chose drugs to cope with. Now I'm reading all these hating comments, man, it got me in motion. I had to whip up the potion, I ain't even with the boasting. I was just broken, way down to my lowest. Getting swallowed by them locusts, letting God do the coaching. I had to go through a lot, just to realize that I'm chosen. Carry away, felt like boulders, all of those slams shut. Had to bulldoze them, name a rapper dude who can see me over wax. I'm just trying to spit the facts, way I spit my flow, people telling me relax. I just get it double back, They still asking for more and I gave them my last. Can't never seem to let go of the past, and that's sad. I just sit back and reflect. Oh my God, they really feeling the kid. Family calling on the phone, almost a star. Drew, look what you did. About to put Silk right back on the grid. Go kill a beat, then go listen to Trigg. Turn on my phone and I listen to Matt. Headphones in, sit back with a grin. Making up a profit, I don't care about the profit. I'm just teaching like a prophet. I'm just preaching. on me like pajamas. I'm just trying to fill up my wallet. But what you call